How in the world to get your first Airbnb listing? That first one can be the toughest, especially trying to figure out how to do it without owning the house. I'm going to give you the top 5 ways in this video to get your first Airbnb listing up and running. Make sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you love this video, tell us why. Comment below. Let's get to it. All right, as you already probably know, there's multiple ways of doing Airbnb. The old way is to own a house and do a room or an entire house on something that you own. But if you're getting to this video, you probably have already figured out that there is a way to get Airbnbs going without even owning the property. And we're going to talk about that right now. Before we do, though, make sure that you stop this video right now. Go to fearlesskyle.com. Check out our free Airbnb profit calculator. It's right there on our homepage, and all the awesome resources that can help you to build an Airbnb business right on that page, as well as add yourself to our Airbnb Masterminds Facebook page. Over 50,000 members and growing rapidly. Tons of value, tons of awesome information. We're one of the top 3 groups out there in terms of size and value for hosts in Airbnb. Now, if you're getting to this video, you probably are wondering how to be able to go about doing arbitrage or co-hosting / managing properties. You probably already know that it's very easy to own if you have the money, but not everyone has the money, right? So that's where doing Airbnb without having a whole lot of money is going to be really attractive. So you already probably know about arbitrage. You already probably know about co-hosting. We're going to talk about the 5 ways to be able to get those, but let's just pretend for a second you don't know what they are. So let me step back and talk about the 4 ways that you can actually do Airbnb. Number 1 is owning the house. And when you own the house, you have a wide variety of what you can do with that house. You can do multiple rooms. You can do the entire house when you go on vacations, or if it's an investment property, just rent out the whole thing. You just furnish it, list it on Airbnb, start hosting people, get 5-star reviews, keep making money on your house. Number 2 is the arbitrage model, which became pretty popular right around 2017, 2018, and it's taken off like wildfire. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially leasing from a homeowner and then subleasing it on Airbnb, and you keep the profit. For example, if you lease a property from the owner and you have to get permission, by the way, that's very important. Let's say it's $1,500 a month. You put it on Airbnb, you make $3,000 a month. You have your $1,500 of expenses, call another $500 in utilities. Now you've had $2,000 of expenses. That means you just made $1,000 on a property that you don't even own. Pretty sweet. And co-hosting came about just shortly after arbitrage, mainly because people own houses that they want to do Airbnb with, but they don't have the time. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're, these high net worth individuals that don't have time to figure out Airbnb. So what do? They hire someone maybe like you, but like myself, I have over 40 units that I manage for other people. And that is an amazing way to get into Airbnb because, like arbitrage, you don't own the property. Unlike arbitrage, you actually have no financial responsibility to this property. The owner puts up all the financial risk, all the financial responsibility. They buy the furniture, they buy the consumables, they even pay you to get it all set up. And then they pay you monthly a set percentage based on the gross revenue collected. So if you, for example, are charging 20% and you collect $5,000 from guests that month, you would earn $1,000 just to manage a property on Airbnb. And then the last way I call a partnership, and that is essentially you find someone who is either they own the house or maybe they already have an Airbnb business, and you just kind of tag along. It's a symbiotic relationship. The person that already has the listing or has the house, you tag along and you say, hey, I want to do this with you, and I want to help you by maybe taking over some guest communication or doing some tasks for you, but I want to build my profile up and my experience up on Airbnb by tagging along with the house that you already have. A partnership sounds a lot like co-hosting, right? The only difference is a partnership is really one in which you're kind of just getting experience. You're not even necessarily making money. You can almost picture it as an internship in Airbnb. All right, now that you know about the 4 different ways that you can do Airbnb, let's talk about the 5 ways to get your very first listing. Number one is the way that everyone talks about it's cold marketing. It's also known as basically just browsing the internet for listings. You can go to Zillow, you can go to HotPads, you can go to Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace is a great place to find these as well. Any place that you go, you're literally just calling up the landlord or the property management company and saying, hey, I want to go check out your house. You show up, you check it out, you make an offer. Now, the great thing about cold marketing is that there's tons of leads. If I go on a Facebook Marketplace, I'm probably finding tons of places that are up for rent. This means I have a lot of opportunities to go and do my pitch. The difficult part about cold marketing is it's cold marketing. Anytime you're in any sort of sales position, if you have a cold relationship with someone, you have to be really good at developing a warm relationship with them in under 5 minutes. And that takes a little bit of expertise. This is actually how I got my first 3 arbitrage deals. And then from there, everything has been warm, which leads me to my second way, warm marketing. What I would encourage you to do for warm marketing right now is make 2 different types of lists. Make a list of people that you are closest to. They don't have to own a home. They don't even have to know people that own a home. All they need to do is have a really close relationship with you. That can be your mom. It can be your wife. It can be your best friend. It can be your cousin. The second list you're going to make is going to be of people that you know are in the real estate game or own houses that they are looking to lease out. So this might be a real estate investor. It might be a real estate agent. Someone in the real estate industry would be a really good way to make that list. And then it might just be someone that you know has a vacation home and they don't use it very often and just sits vacant. Maybe it's someone that you know is getting ready to move and they're kind of considering, do I want to sell my house or do I want to rent it out? These are the people that will be on that list. My best advice when approaching your warm market, don't sell them. Just focus on letting them know what you're doing. Hey, Steve, it's Kyle. Just want to let you know I'm starting a new business venture. I'm going to be hosting homes on Airbnb. So if you know anyone that has a house that needs some help, wants to make a little bit more money, wants it to be passive, send them my way. I'm not telling Steve I want to host his house. I'm just telling Steve what I'm doing. Steve might just end up saying, hey, Kyle, that sounds like something I might want to do. Tell me more. And I'm going to set up a meeting and talk to him. The third way is a weekly practice and probably even a daily practice for many of you. It's social media. I can't tell you how many deals I've gotten just through letting people know on social media what in the world I'm doing. I'll post a picture of a house that I'm visiting for Airbnb as a prospect for Airbnb. I'll do a live video about what I'm doing and how I'm pitching people or why I'm doing Airbnb, how it's working in my area. I'm just really vocal about what I'm doing on social media. And for that reason, a lot of people, when they think of Airbnb, even if we haven't talked for 5, 10, 15 years, they're thinking of me. If you're not using social media, guys, in today's age, you have to be doing it. I mean, it's free business. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for business, I probably wouldn't have a social media because I hate all the noise out there. But if that's you, maybe you like the noise, maybe you don't like the noise. Social media is such an amazing tool to just make people aware, and awareness is half the battle. Number 4, it's a boring word, but it is so important, networking. Now, I know what you're thinking when you hear of networking. You're going to boring events, you're shaking hands with people that really only want your business. They don't want to help you out. That's not the kind of networking that I'm talking about. The kind of networking I'm talking about is one where you are completely selfless. You want to add value, you want to give information, and you want to give without asking for anything in return. So the people that you're going to network with are going to be realtors. They're going to be real estate professionals. They're going to be mortgage lenders. They're going to be people, maybe even real estate investors, definitely real estate investors. And here's what you're going to do with them. First, you're really just going to say the words Airbnb. I'm telling you, in today's world, the words Airbnb are such a hot topic that if any real estate professional meets a Airbnb quote unquote expert, they're going to probably ask you more questions. This is an industry that people are hungry to learn more about and looking for someone that is an expert that they can go to with their questions. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to download our free profit calculator on our website, fearlesskyle.com. Download that calculator, get really used to using it, and talk to these real estate professionals with an address in mind. Hey, do you have an address that you'd like to see what you could potentially earn on Airbnb? Or do you have maybe a listing right now that a client is looking at as an investment and they're wondering what they could make on Airbnb? I'd really like to show you what that looks like. And you're sending them this profit calculator that's going to show the exact numbers that you estimate this thing to make. It's going to look so professional. It's going to take you above and beyond what other people are doing when they're just like, yeah, you can make some money on Airbnb. Let me host for you. Or, hey, you give me your property. I'll take care of it. When at the end of the day, when there's nothing tangible, there's nothing that they can touch, they don't feel like it's real. So having that profit calculator, or maybe even making your own, is going to be super important. And if it were me, I would take that profit calculator. I wouldn't just email it to them, especially in the beginning. You want to develop relationships with these people. Let me sit down. Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let me buy you lunch. I like knowing the people that I'm working with or that I might be potentially doing some business with. I'm sure you'd like to get to know me a little bit too. Let's talk about what we can do together, how I can help you or your clients. And then once you develop a relationship with one of those real estate investors, agents, property managers, mortgage lenders, they're likely part of a team that's trying to learn more about a subject very regularly. Offer a free informational lunch, a webinar, a seminar, something to the effect that you're just giving that information to their team for free. And now suddenly you have them plus their team out there hearing the words Airbnb, thinking about you. And the number 5 way, guys, go get a mentor. Now, what does mentorship look like? A lot of people think it's, the Jedi Knight and, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, right there at your back, helping you along the way, step by step. That's not what I mean by mentorship. So that's one way of mentorship, where you literally, attach yourself to someone who knows what they're doing. But mentorship, especially in today's world, comes in the form of even what you're looking at right now. You're looking at information that I'm putting out there. I'm an expert, and you are essentially getting a mentorship little video right now that's helping you to understand what you can go and do next. So YouTube videos, podcasts, books. There's also group coaching. There's masterminds. There's all these different ways that you can get mentorship and learn from one person or many people in your industry. My biggest suggestion is to latch on to that one person that you just really like what they're teaching and follow exactly what they teach, how to do it. And if you get one-on-one access with them, that's even better. So if you're asking yourself, Kyle, how can I get mentorship from you? I'd like to get help, and you seem like someone that can help me. I would love to be able to be that person for you. If you go to fearlesskyle.com, go to the Airbnb tab and check out our Airbnb Kickstart course, you're going to see that's a great opportunity to be able to get to where you want to go fast. That's where I started, was with a course. I didn't have a one-on-one mentor. I didn't have anyone that I could call. I didn't have anyone that I could message. I just literally took a course. I got about 80 to 85% of what I needed to know. I went out there, I did it. I was able to surpass some mistakes, but I went out and made my mistakes because I only had, the majority of the information. But that's why in my course, I also add on the group coaching idea as well. So when you go and you check out this course, again, fearlesskyle.com, go to the Airbnb tab, click on Airbnb Kickstart Mastermind course. And this course is going to come with a free 30-day trial to our group coaching. We meet once a week via Zoom, and everyone is able to ask their questions and say, hey, here's what I'm struggling with. Here's what maybe was not answered in the course that I need help with. And we're able to work together as a group to help everyone get to their goals. Now, this is something that is, to me, the most valuable part of what I offer, because you're not just learning from me, you're learning from other coaches that are in the group, and you're learning from other students that are 4, 5, 6 months ahead of you. So if that sounds good to you, go check it out at our website, fearlesskyle.com. And I look forward to seeing you join the family. And if you don't, at least just keep on subscribing, watching these videos, learning from everything that I'm putting out there. And if you haven't checked out the podcast too, it's the Fearless Investor on any of your podcast platforms. Now go out there and conquer the world of Airbnb.